Connor, we're back in business. A brand new season of your boys.
Hey! We got a new season. We got a new companion. Aiden Green is back, baby.
Woo!
We're on Zoom now, folks. So there's no lag anymore.
We are.
Fingers crossed. I hope there's no lag. It seems to be doing pretty good. Aiden has been using Zoom his whole time this last year because of COVID. I've never used Zoom. I started an account about an hour ago. And it's good.
Very nice.
It's fun.
Very nice.
Oh, you get to do backgrounds.
It's a very, very good software, isn't it?
It's great. I've literally got Peter Davis in background right now, which
cares.
you can't see, but it's it's a bit
funny.
of comedic effect.
It is fun. It is fun. A sweltering hot day today here in Aussie land. So if you hear the aircon in the background blasting, my apologies, but it is just so damn hot. So damn hot.
I'm also sick, so
I love that.
I'm
I
sweating
love the
a lot.
sound of your sickness.
Not COVID, thank God, but thank you. I just got a weird sore throat, so I'm drinking lots of sparkling water. I just took some painkillers. I took an adipose pill, you might say.
Mate, after Christmas, I bloody need a couple of those pills.
Yes, that is a good point. Literally, I feel that a lot. Well, I'm on my new diet, so I think that's what kind of fucked my whole body up, because I started a new diet, and then like a day in, my body was like, bruh, and then kind of turned against me and went, where's the sugar? Where's the fat? So now I'm eating food that's good for me whilst feeling like shit.
Happy days.
So, happy days.
Whoa. I hate that you had that instrument there. It's fun. And I hate fun. Anyways, before we get into the episode, I also just want to welcome on board Eddie on board. It's like, welcome aboard the TARDIS for a new episode of the show. Welcome aboard any of the new fans or listeners that we have out there. We had a pretty successful Revolution of the Daleks review, so if you've decided to come back after listening to that, thanks. We love ya. We appreciate ya.
We're famous now, Aiden.
That's right. Can't let the fame get to our heads,
mate. Our day jobs to do this full time. Yeah, literally. Nah, I did pretty well, and thank you so much for everyone who watched it. Obviously, it was going to do better than reviewing an episode that came out in 2008 or 9, whenever this came out. The one we're reviewing now, I think it was 8 or 9. Any shiz. Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, of course, like, an episode that came out the day before is going to get more views. But, very appreciated to all of you, folks. We see you. We hear you. We love you.
We do.
I had a guy follow us on Instagram, which we're going to definitely get that Instagram account going soon. He followed us on Instagram.
Very nice.
And he had L&Z in his bio. So I was like, surely he's a Doctor Who fan. I'm like, but God bless this guy who follows us on Instagram, despite the fact that there's not even a single post on there yet.
Yeah, that's
but
nice.
Thank you.
Love it. So for anyone that doesn't know, I'm Aiden, my co-host over here is Connor, and we're going through all of Doctor Who from the start to finish, reviewing the entire show, just having a good laugh as we go, not taking it too seriously, and just making a bit of a saga out of it, aren't we?
Yeah, it's been fun so far. I've actually had an absolute blast doing it. It's so fun.
Just gets better and better.
It does, Aiden. Thanks to you.
Sure, I'll take it. Thanks to the fact that I finally bought a actual podcast microphone. Okay, so Connor.
Yeah, halfway through season 3.
For the very first time of season 4, shall we roll into our really cool, super sick rap intro?
Oh, imagine all those people who had to listen to that for the first time.
Imagine.
They're probably like, what the fuck is this?
What is this program?
We'll get ready again for it.
You gotta love it. Let's go in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang!
50% podcast.
I hope you new listeners enjoyed that shit show of an intro. Is fun.
I love
it.
It will stay forever.
You love it. You gotta love it.
The origins of that song is great.
It is just you spitting some facts. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to talk about 401 Partners in Crime, which is the first episode of the fourth series of the British science fiction television series Doctor Who. It was broadcast on the BBC One on the 5th of April 2008. The episode reintroduced actor and comedian Catherine Tate as the temp Donna Noble, who had previously appeared in the 2006 Christmas special The Runaway Bride. In the episode, Donna and the alien time traveller, the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, meet while separately investigating Adipose Industries, a company that has created a revolutionary diet pill. Together they attempt to stop the death of thousands of people in London after the head of the company, the alien Miss Foster, Sarah Lancashire, creates the Adipose, short white aliens made from human body fat. The episode's alien creatures, the Adipose, were created using the software Massive, commonly used for crowd sequences in fantasy and sci-fi action films. There we go. That was a big paragraph there.
It's such a weird plot.
It is weird.
It's such a weird plot.
And wacky and everything in between.
It really is. I don't know. I literally just watched it then, like literally just then, because Aiden was like calling me on Zoom at 3 o'clock, and I was like, I thought we said 3:30. I've still got 10 minutes left, and I finally finished it. But it's a fun episode. I like it.
It is fun.
We gonna jump straight into it?
Yeah, we'll go through. I like this formula we have of Connor starts to sort of run us through the episode, and I jump in where we can. It makes the review more fun, you know? It's got a bit more of a flow to it. So let's do that, Connor. Take it away.
All right, for the first time in 2021, Woo! Baby! Our fans are crazy!
Round of applause.
All right. Well, alright, Alright, I'll try to remember how this episode starts. And I just watched it an hour ago. Okay, so first of all, I want to start with everyone's favourite segment. Where was I when I watched this? And I do want to note, I watched this season mostly on YouTube, when someone would upload like 7 parts, because back in the day we didn't have a partnership with YouTube. You could only upload like 10-minute videos at a time. Some guy in the UK would like post them on YouTube. So I watched the episode for the first time. By the way, I don't feel bad watching on YouTube because I've given Doctor Who enough money in my lifetime.
Hold up. Do we need a sting for the... Is this a new segment?
What? No, I was just briefly mentioning that because also I just want to say this is the first time in like Doctor Who history that it started to get popular in Australia, and it was also airing on like Sunday nights, which is pretty cool. Madness. It was either Sunday or Saturday. I think it was Sunday.
I thought that was series 5.
And it's also the first time I actually sat down and watched the whole season with my family. No, yeah, it was season 4. It was the first time I actually sat down and watched a whole season with my family, which, I mean, I'd already seen it, but I would sit down with my parents and my sister. It was like kind of like a family tradition, like Doctor Who used to be spoken about as like a family tradition. I guess it still kind of is. Any shiz, I like how this episode starts with just the credits, which is a bit different. I think it did that. No, it didn't. I was going to say, did it do that in Voyage of Dan? But it didn't. It's the first time in a while I think it's done that. Maybe since... They do it in rows in Season 1, Episode 1. But, yeah.
They do it in rows. I think they do it in Smith and Jones as well, I want to say.
Maybe. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I like it though. It's like at the beginning, so it's like there's just opens with the credits. I do love the whole obviously it's going for like it's cool, it's comedic, and it's also really cool and well shot. The score is brilliant, where we get to just see the Doctor and Donna both going to the Adipose building, trying to figure out what's going on. They're both doing the same thing, but they keep missing each other. We get to see the same set that they used in Runaway Bride, which is like the underground.
That.
Yeah, and it's literally a Catherine Tate episode, which I thought was pretty funny. I love how like they're in the same buildings as each other. They're like in the same office. They're in the same like theater room. Obviously, it's the Adipose pills. So basically, you take a pill and then you wake up, and then a stone is dropped off, which is quite... Yeah, look, I understand why. Well, you do get to see that journalist be like, this doesn't make sense. And it's like, yeah, no shit. Like, I'm sure if like someone told me that, someone who is currently trying to lose weight, I was thinking, like, bullshit. If I heard someone say that to me, I'd be like, that's absolute crap. Like, that does not work. But I do like how it gets called out, and obviously you're going to see the, it's like, obviously tying into, like, an alien kind of, like, origin of how it all happens, and it's like, you get a lot of questions, and it's quite fun. I like the little video you watch where it explains about the adipose.
That's so
again,
fun. It's such like a classic infomercial.
Yeah, it is, and it's very Russell, and obviously it's Russell's last season, so we're all gearing up to say goodbye to him and David, obviously, and you can really tell that David, especially in like scenes where like he sat down in the booth with like, I like how Donna sits down, the bloke wants nothing to do with her, but the doctor sits down, this woman's like, oh, hello, sexy, how you going? I think Russell was really finally got around to hearing that everyone thinks that David Tennant is a gorgeous human being, and that he is, Aiden. He is a very gorgeous human being. The ladies love him.
What a catch.
He gets numbers given to him.
Lucky Georgia.
Instead of him giving it the other way. Look at that. Also, I love how, like, I like how Miss Foster comes in and she's like, alright, everyone stand up. You're only selling 40 a day. And I was like, only 40? That's heaps. And she's like, I want you to sell 100 a day. And I was like, what the fuck? How is that even possible? Surely that's not possible. I thought 40 a day would be impossible, but it's what it is.
I feel like it's meant to be like ridiculous, The 100 is meant to be like an unachievable number. Just makes Miss Foster look like an even more crazy woman.
Yeah, it was a line like that made me think, I could hear a line like that being one of Chibnall's episodes, like something that just doesn't make sense and it's just bizarre and dumb. But regardlessly, there it is. And I like, it's a bit silly that like these people just let random ass people into their house, but I do really like the scene where, again, like they're doing the exact same thing, but the opposite of each other, and they're very close to each other, but, Donna goes to visit that woman and the doctor go visit that bloke. Again, I love how, like, I know they show ID, but if someone came to my door and was like, so we noticed you've been using this service, can I come in and ask you questions? I'd be like, no. No, I don't know you. And I love how the woman's literally like, oh, I'm just going to go upstairs and put my makeup on. You can just stay down here and make yourself at home. I'm like, what the fuck? You don't even know this woman. What if she's like trying to rob you or kill you or something? It's like, just stay down there. And she plays with the pandit, obviously. Sorry?
That her death is so fucked up. Like, that would be painful as. Like, she's literally being, like, ripped apart from the inside. Like...
Yeah, and it's all Donna's fault.
It's all bloody... That never gets addressed. Not that she knows. I don't think she knows it was her fault, but, like...
So, yeah, Donna is a murderer now. Because she plays with the pendant and is, like, twisting it. And, upstairs... It's just like, like a massacre, almost.
Rip Stacey Campbell.
And so what do you think of the design of the adipose?
Well, they're a bit...
I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked, Connor. Because they're a bit... I want to say a bit easy to CGI, maybe. I think they're cute, but I'm like... Are you a villain? I don't know. It's just like, it's just weird, isn't it? I
get what you mean though. Yeah.
I'm skipping ahead a little bit here, but when the adipose start to invade, and then there's like a cab that is driving, and it screeches to a hole over a bunch of them, and you literally hear them all like go squished. All squish.
I was 100% going to bring that up. Like, it literally. A few adipose get squashed, and you can hear them. Literally, I like the subtitles because I have subtitles on my Doctor Who episodes all the time, as Aiden knows, and I love them. But literally, it like in brackets, it was like adipose squish sounds or something like that. Like the adipose gets squashed. There's a lot of like squashing. Like even Miss Foster drops from the sky, and you hear her fucking body hit the ground, and I was like, oh, god
Miss
damn.
Foster dropping is so shit. It's so dumb because the beam goes off, and it's like the classic cartoon thing where the light
but you don't fall.
Wait a second, and then they fall.
Wait, gravity's a thing? Boom! Literally. Funny as. No, but I agree, the design is pretty wacky. Also, I remember the second that it came out, everyone was like, I remember I went to school and someone was like playing with adipose toys, and I saw a lot of people with the adipose plushies. I don't know if you remember, but there was they also did like adipose like hell squidgy things, where like you could buy one. It was like a squidgy, like you could like play with it, and it was all like it was like literally like holding one. It was all soft and like almost like one of those like weird ass balls where you would like throw them to the ground and they would splat and then go back into a ball shape. It was like that kind of material. Very strange, but
adipose.
Literally, but they would like collect dust everywhere, and you'd be carrying around like a germ-infested toy, which is why I never got one, because I'm a bit of a germaphobe. Yeah, I agree. The design is whack. I like the whole cat flap thing, where like the adipose at like 1:10 at night, it like sets the alarm off. But I love how the bloke doesn't question anything. But surely, if that was happening to you every night, you'd be like, okay, what is actually going on?
Yeah, you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna set a camera up
at
my house, you know. But hey, look, it's like a not a middle-aged man, like a bit of an older guy in 2008. What's he gonna do, you know?
I get it was older times, and you know there probably wasn't that many good cameras around, so I get that. But of course, I love how they send the two nameless, speechless security guards who have no lines of dialogue. They're just two bald men who run around with guns. They get sent to go and pick up the adipose, and the doctor's machine goes off. It looks like another machine that's been created from some kid on Blue Peter who like sent in a competition, and the doctor's weird things going off. It's like, oh, a kid probably designed this on Blue Peter, and it's in the Doctor Who episode now. It's not me how it goes, but he's like his like device where it's picking up the adipose, and he goes running after the van. I love how he like jumps in front of the van, and the van doesn't like stop. It's about to run him over, and he just honks his horn, and then David jumps out the way, and of course we get that great shot where it's like the two streets, and Donna's on one side, Doc's on the other, awesome. And of course once again they've just missed each other. And but speaking of the directing, I thought it was top-notch directing in this episode. I really liked it.
That's what I was going to say. I agree. I was about to say, is some really good directing. There's a scene later on when they do like a push-pull.
Okay. Yes, yeah,
they do. It was James Strong.
That's it, James Strong,
but they do like a push-pull, and it's so effective.
They do, yes. Effective. I noticed that. There's some really cool shots and angles. I constantly noticed, I was like, every shot... there's always something going on with the camera movement. They're using the camera angles really well. I noticed that a lot, which is good, because most of the time, let's be fair, like, you know, the directing in Doctor Who can just be subpar sometimes. It's never really blown me away massively, apart from Rachel and stuff, and a few others.
Yeah, totally. But in saying that, though, I feel like there's been a few times over the past 3 seasons, like a few episodes a season, where we've been like, wow, this episode was actually really well directed. And so I think it's like, I think there's also an element of, one, we've watched them so many times that we're kind of we're used to how they look, and it doesn't often come off as surprising.
Yeah.
And I think because, for me at least, because I've had like this 4-year break or longer from watching these episodes, it's like 5 years now, that it's like I'm looking at them really fresh and seeing these cool bits of direction that I never saw before. Just to elaborate for any listener out there that isn't quite sure what a push-pull is, because it is bit of a silly term, it's also known as like the vertigo zoom or the vertigo effect or whatever, and basically what they do is, so a dolly is sort of when you have, you know, you've got a camera and it's sort of, I guess, on wheels, or a tripod on wheels and stuff, and it's on the track. That's the kind of thing that you have there, and a push-pull involves like pulling back on the dolly but then zooming in with the lens, so it has this really crazy, weird, disorientating, unnatural effect. And you can do it reverse, where you push in and zoom out. Both of them do like a very similar thing, and it's just a really cool effect and can be used awesome when used in the right place. And this was a great spot for it. Yeah,
that was a little
film chat.
Or did he just popularize it?
What was that?
Didn't Spielberg create it, or did he just popularize it?
He just popularized it. Its first use was in Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. But Spielberg made it really popular in that scene in Jaws on the beach.
Brilliant scene. Yeah, I did notice it. Pretty fun. I I do love the scene where, again, just showing some really cool creative direction. I love the scene where Donna is sat at the table and you get to see Sylvia in the background, like, kind of like popping up here and there, just literally, it's like a scene I have with my parents. Like, I'm sat there, like, and my parents are going, you just expect someone to come along with a magic wand to make your life better, and, oh, what do you mean you got plans? Well, I'm yet to see them, and I was like, this is literally my parents. It was so well written, because I was like, fuck, I know every kid can relate to this, because, like, the dialogue was, like, so accurate to how parents speak to their kids, and I loved it.
I really don't know how they did that scene, though, because it looks too good to be green screen. She doesn't fade at all. Like, she's... Like, even the best person at staying still, you'd still see a slight fade, like, from them slightly moving or drifting between scenes. So I don't know how the fuck they did it. I really don't know.
It reminded me of this shot from one of my favourite films ever, which is Todd Phillips' The Hangover, where there's a shot at, like, a blackjack table, and Zach Galifianakis is, like, standing still like that at the table, but all, like, the poker chips are, like, stacking up and there's people behind him moving. It's, like, exactly like that. It reminded me of that because, like, you know, Catherine Tate was sat still with all stuff going on in the background. I don't know. But again, it was, like, really cool directing once again. And we get that lovely scene, of course, with good old Wilfred, who's back. And I did actually go back and watch those scenes you were talking about on when we did Voyage to the Damned. With the old actor who played...
Did you say you did or didn't watch them?
No, I did. Yeah, I watched that scene which was obviously just reshot with Wilf, and very sad stuff. Very sad stuff. Yeah, it's interesting to see that scene from two different actors, but but it's a beautiful scene. I love, you know, Wilf is a lot more compassionate to Donna, and I think it's a really cool concept where, like, you have that person in your life who can acknowledge you've gone through a lot and you need help and just looking for the best, but then sometimes people like Sylvia, you know, that she wants the exact same for Donna, but she is taking it in, like, a really kind of like how my parents, I think, kind of do it. They want the best of me, they love me, but they'll take it from, like, a pretty very forward approach and be like, okay, this is this and this, I know that happened, but whatever. But, you know, Wilf is like, you know, that awful Christmas, and the Christmas gets mentioned, and we get a good little recap, and we get to finally see that Donna admits that she should have gone with the doctor, and it's, like, one of her biggest mistakes. It's a beautiful scene. I know you're a huge fan of that scene as well. I know we used to always talk about it.
Yeah, totally. It's great, and it's so nicely shot. The music's so great. Murray's great. This episode, like, it's weird. I don't know, because the score is a bit, like, different. I don't know how much I enjoy the score as a whole in the episode, but I think that's because, like, the script and just the way the episode is doesn't push itself to a place where you expect, like, bombastic dun 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 dun. Like, you don't expect that kind of thing from this episode. So I'm not blaming Murray for it, and it's not really a criticism either, because I think those bits of score really wouldn't be fitting in this episode. But there wasn't really a lot of tracks.
There was a lot of stuff from Runaway Bride as well.
Yeah,
there's just a lot of stuff, like a lot of score from Runaway Bride. You know, all those, like, all the horns and, like,
bum.
That just literally ran me throughout my day. That will literally play in my head, and I agree with you. It's actually not my favorite piece of score from him, but of course it's far from terrible. It's very memorable. But I get it. It suits her character. But again, wasn't, you know, it isn't my favorite. And then we get the scene where Donna goes back and is... The toilet scene I thought was really good, though. I love how, like...
That's great.
Miss Foster comes in with her guards, and it's, like... It's really smart. And you think... This blew me away as a kid. You think that, like, when she comes in, she's like, alright, we know you're in here. Make it easy for us. And, of course, Donna doesn't come out. And they're smashing all the cubicles open, like a classic... Like, almost like a Monsters, Inc. Like, they do that in Monsters, Inc. when they're smashing all the cubicles open. And, of course... it's the journalist. I remember that sent me as a kid. I was like, "Whoa! They're not after Donna." And then
it's a good twist. It's a really good twist.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and it's a good scene where, like, again, like, I heard someone say this once. I think it was Stutman. He was, like, talking about a movie once. And he was like, you know, if you want to get like, every movie or TV show needs, like, a a scene where they're explaining stuff that needs to be explained to get the plot to go forward. Like, we need like an explanation scene about why this is doing that and why it's doing this. But a good way to do it, or even like a great way to do it, is to have something interesting happening. So we get the whole scene where Miss Foster is explaining, and of course we've got the journalist who's like tied up, and we're getting the dialogue we need to hear, but it's a really entertaining scene. And of course, between all that, we've got the fantastic scene with the Doctor and Donna on the two different sides of the room, and they finally get to see each other again. And that scene is brilliant. No dialogue.
It's great. It's hilarious.
It's brilliant.
As a kid,
So funny.
I fucking lost my shit. Not as funny now, because I swear as a kid I would just watch that part just over and over again because I thought it was so funny. Little follow-up to just back there with that toilet scene. I, watching it this time, forgot how Donna got out of it. And I was like, what the fuck's got to happen? I know she doesn't get caught by them, so where does this go?
Right.
And then when it showed the journalist, I was like, fuck, what a good twist. I so forgot about that.
Yeah, Russell's great. Russell's the GOAT.
I have from Russell himself the script of what Donna was trying to say to the Doctor through the window here. Would you like to hear it?
Okay, I'd love to. Yeah, I mean, I always wondered. Go on.
Yeah. You get the gist of it, but this is exactly what sort of Russell wrote. It was, I came here, trouble, read about it, internet. I thought trouble equals you. And this place is weird. Pills. So I hid. Back there. Crept along. Looked. You. 'Cause they... And that's when she points, and it's like... Dun 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 dun.
I love it.
Dun. Dun dun. And it's
Literally, the score's so good.
So awkward.
Dun. Are we interrupting you? Perfect. I love it. Literally. And we finally get to see each other again. I do love how Donna's even like, oh, you even got the same suit. Like, and she's explaining what she was doing and like how the bees were disappearing, and we get to see the scene, which is I do like the what would you call it? It's like it's what they use to clean the windows. What's it called? Like I'm having a mental blank. You know, like it's like a.
It says something.
You stand on it to. It's not a conveyor belt. It's you stand on it.
Clean the windows.
Oh fuck! Don't you hate it when you bloody go blank?
I think it was referred to as a cradle.
Sure, we'll go with that.
But I don't. Yeah, I've never heard it called that. But in this on the website I'm getting all my info from, it says cradle. So we'll go with that for now.
Yeah, well there you go. Like that scene. It's fun. It gets a bit silly. I hate in TV shows and movies where like a character is like hanging off something. That always really annoys me. Something like, this isn't realistic at all. Like that would never happen, and it took me out of the episode. What made me laugh the most in the episode, and it's always made me laugh so much. Well, two things. I love how... This is why I love Donna as a companion so much, because she doesn't beat around the bush, because, like, the Doctor's like, oh, I'll sonic it. And he's like, oh, it's not working. And she just picks up a fucking spanner and is like, well, smash it then. And starts fucking hitting the window. And I'm like, that's so fucking funny. And the delivery's hilarious, and I just love how her character's like, fuck it, we're going to die otherwise. Let's just pick up a spanner and start fucking hitting the window. And then the other part that made me laugh so much is when Donna's legs are just like in the window, and the journalist is like, "What the hell is happening out there?" It's so funny. But,
I love how.
Oh god.
I love how conveniently they cut away from the action as like
I hate that's
David
my
goes
least
to the
favorite part of the
window,
episode.
and he like grabs her legs.
Yeah, and it cuts to a shot of Miss Foster like walking down the stairs, and it cuts to them going, "Oh, thanks for that." It's like, what? How is that even possible? You just saw her legs. Like, that's the thing though. The joke before was really funny, but by doing that joke, you now have this like whole scene like that where it's like, okay, it doesn't make sense that she jumped back in, and that's my least favorite part of the episode when that shit happens. So what do you think of the other Sonic, the Sonic pen? What do you think of
that? I think Russell just enjoyed having the Sonic, what's it called? The laser screwdriver, and was like, I want another Sonic device. But also, like, I think he needed something to make Foster a little special, because if not, she's just really boring, and she is kind of boring as a villain, you know. And I think having the sonic pen gave her a little something more for the viewers to sort of sink their teeth into. But I still think she was kind of a bit boring. She just plays Super Nanny, and that is apparently what she was based off of. So
an outer space Super Nanny, yeah. Which is a funny line, but you're like, yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, what do you think of the pen?
Yeah, it's alright. I almost feel like it was made to sell more toys, because I remember they sold the Sonic pen. And I remember there was a rumor going around school that if you bought the 10th Doctor Sonic and the Sonic pen, and you did what the Doctor did in the episode, it actually worked. And who's to say it doesn't? Because I never tried it, because I never got the Sonic pen. But apparently, that I remember being told it was a rumor that went around school. Oh yeah, you're not wrong. I do love how Doctor's like, do you know what happens when this happens? And they're like, no, and he's like, neither do I. Let's do it. What the fuck? God's sake.
Yeah, it was
like,
so. In that
it's dumb.
In that confrontation scene, though, that's where that was when I was like, hold on, this episode isn't actually that great, because I used to love this episode. Watching it this time, I was like, what the fuck has happened this episode? They've literally just like gone to Adipose, done some investigating with the customers, then come back doing more investigating. They're just walking through halls. I want to say it's like a cheap episode, other than the fact that they had to CGI like 1 billion Adipose in the spaceship. So it's just like, it's a fun opener, which I can see why they went for it. But it also just, to me, like, it doesn't have like the high stakes thrill of like Rose or Smith and Jones. I don't want to say a New Earth, because New Earth's pretty shit, but at least New Earth had like great like running down corridor scene, like the trademark David shit, you know. This episode it felt like it kind of missed that a little. Still good, but just missed that mark, I think.
Yeah, I really feel like David and Catherine like really carried the episode and like made it really fun. I feel like if it was like a God, you're gonna hate me for saying this, and people are gonna hate me for saying this, really. I love her to bits, but I feel like if this was like a Jodie episode, like there's even like, you know, there's even stuff where I'm like, I heard a line of dialogue and I was like, David delivered that line so well, but I'm like, shit, if someone else did it, I just don't think the episode would have just been fun. Like it was a simple thing where it's like now she's in trouble, we have to go to the roof or something like that. I just feel like his delivery was so fun and like so energetic. But I don't know. I feel like when Jodie gets dialogue like that, it's like, oh, we gotta do this, and it's like, and it's partially how she's written, but it's also, I think, like how how someone like David did stuff like that. Unpopular opinion, I know. I'm not trying to be a dick and say that the show's gone fucking to hell and I'm never gonna watch it again. I love the show, always will. That's just my opinion. But he does make it really fun. And I do. So I love the scene, and it's a great example of why there should be scenes like this in an episode like this, or we kind of got it in Revolution of the Daleks. But I think when you watch a scene like this, and you watch a scene like Revolution, you can see why I like Russell Zero a lot more, and why I like these characters a lot more, because there's a scene in this episode where the Donna says to the Doctor, she's like, you know, you look older, which I really love, and he's like, oh, thanks. And she's like, so you're traveling alone still? And he's like, no, I had someone else, and I destroyed half her life, and I thought that was a really good line. And then I love how she asks him if he's like seen Rose, and he's like, no, I haven't. Well, Rose is of course in the episode at the end, which is bizarre and crazy, but first time since big Doomsday. Twist. It is a big twist, but yeah, I do. But I love how I love how he asked her about that, and it's a really quick scene, but it's so well done. Like both Catherine and David, they're such a good duo together. And then of course we get this. We get the scene. So what do you think of the scene where everyone's like kind of converted into the adipose?
It's so weird and like it's funny, but that's what I mean. It's not like I wasn't sat there going like, oh fuck, all these people are gonna die. I was just like, we have some mild stakes right now, guys. And that was fine, I guess. I don't know. But it was followed by a great scene of Wilf with the spaceship behind him not listening. It was great.
That is funny. Brilliant. That is brilliant. Yeah, I do love that scene. Yeah, it's there's like all these people in the restaurant, and I did notice that they didn't even like for a few people they show like all the little like bumps and stuff of all the adipose coming out the clothes, with like 75% of the not supporting cast, like a side cast, just some extras who were like going like tapping down their clothes. There was no like little bumps. It was just clear them just tapping their clothes, going like they didn't even put in the effects of showing them coming out the clothes. I did notice that, but yeah, I do. Of course, I like Wilf missing the spaceship in the background, which is like one of his biggest passions is to look out into space and see shit, and he missed it behind him. I thought that was really cool. Plus, the design of the spaceship looks really cool. I love the sound it makes. It's like wow, wow.
Yeah, it's
I always love the sound.
Close Encounters kind of thing.
Yeah, beautiful design as well. And then all the fat just is like waddling after a few of them got splattered all over the floor from a taxi driver. The rest of them going.
That is a good bit of score there, though. Actually, when the score is like bum 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 bum, and it's so silly and goofy, but it's fun.
It's very silly and goofy, but almost to the point where it's like, this is so dumb. It's actually kind of funny and fun. And of course, they all it's like children. You're going home to new mums and dads, and all the adipose are like, yeah. And I'm like, what am I watching right now? It's a bunch of fat, weird alien children who are about to get picked up by a spaceship. And I question what I'm doing with my life when I see stuff like that. But it is a beautiful scene where they're on the balcony of the roof, and they're just waving at the fat. It's kind of cute.
It's good, but I hate how like the main climax of the episode is them just like the doctor fiddling with the buttons and stuff, and then the what's she called, the babysitter or whatever she's called, super nanny, just like being like, no, now I'll make it extra powerful and pressing like an extra button. But then the bit with when Donna does have the necklace was really good, and that was fun. But it's just a bit of like I don't know. It's not like climactic and high stakes. Like that's just my problem. The stakes just felt.
Yeah, I know. I totally
they were meant to be high, but because it was so silly, the stakes were kind of low. You know?
Yeah. No, I totally get that. It when the ship just like stopped, the beam stopped, and Miss Foster fell. It was like, alright, that's it. No other stakes. Like even the doctor's like, Donna was like, "Oh, you're gonna blow them up," and he was like, "No, they're just kids. They can't help where they're born from," which is a good line. It's true. But also, I like how it calls back to The Runaway Bride. Sorry, I thought I was going to yak for a second then. I'm all good. I'm just not very well. Sorry, I'm struggling to talk today because I'm just not feeling very good. I finished my water too, so... anyway, yeah, but I do like how it calls back to The Runaway Bride, where the Doctor obviously blew up the Ratnos ship. So, yeah, that is cool. And of course, like you said, it was a bit like a Looney Tunes thing where the beam just stopped. And it's like, what? And you hear the body fucking splatter on the floor, which is just great for a children's TV show. Mommy, what happened just then? Oh, she's dead. That's what happened. She's gone. Totally. Dead. Destroyed. But I do love the scene where... they go in the TARDIS and it's like, I just want a mate scene. You just want to mate.
To mate? I'm not mating you with you, sunshine.
Which is so good to hear, by the way. It's so nice to have a companion who doesn't want to jump on David 10-inch for once.
Not out for a stat.
Yeah, literally, I think it's great that finally they got a companion who doesn't want to sleep with David's doctor. It's like, finally.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be how she
You hug
packed
him,
all the
you get a
bags as
paper
well.
cut.
Hey?
You hug him and you get a paper cut. That's coming up in a few
Classic.
episodes. Lovely line.
Classic. Yeah, it's a beautiful scene. I actually really like it.
Yeah, I think it is. It's funny. It shows humor. It so accurately portrays what their relationship's like going forward. But like, who the fuck puts keys in the bin? Like, why would you? I'll leave them in the bin on the street.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What if someone comes and takes the bin? I don't know. It's just
literally
dodgy.
I know it's a really dumb line. And I I thought that as well. And like, in the bit of defense, to be fair, you do hear Sylvia on the other end going, "The bin? That's nonsense." But it always annoyed me. I was like, why would you throw in the bin? Surely you'd be like, oh, it's under here, or it's here, or it's here. But of course, Donna, out of everyone in the crowd, goes up to a woman with blonde hair and goes, "Oi, a woman called Sylvia's going to come to that bin. Just say that bin. She'll get what it means." What's what annoyed me was like,
by the way,
she doesn't know how long Sylvia's going to be, for one. So who's to say that Rose is still going to be there?
Yeah.
Regardlessly. Either way, but of course, turns around and
That's
it's Rose.
literally what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Is she just expecting Rose to be there?
Donna's like, "I'm going to fuck off now to the TARDIS.
It's so silly.
And you can wait here for my mum, random stranger, who will help me in a few episodes' time. And will meet my mum in a few episodes' time." And of course, Rose walks away and disappears. So, let me know, I didn't know this. Was it announced Billy was coming back? Or was she just in it?
I think there was like leaked set pics from what I know. I don't think it was a massive surprise. I don't know. Oh wait, hold on. There's a little note here. The preview version of the episode supplied to the press and aired at the press launch omitted the scene that features Rose. Before broadcast, only the production team, Tate and Tennant, had seen the scene. The scene contains Rose's departure theme, Doomsday. Tennant commented, "On the night of transmission, the Radio Times won't have told you it's coming. It'll come as a genuine prickle up the spine." So that's cool. This episode, by the way, came in with a whopping 9.1 million viewers. That's pretty big, eh?
Yeah, season 4 has like the highest rated episodes, ratings and like critically.
Yeah.
Which is literally right at the end of the season from Science in the Library onwards. Which I bring up all the time. I know, I just think it's kind of interesting. Considering this is in the show's time when I was getting a bit older, and I also personally thought the show was lacking a bit when I first watched it this season. Apart from probably the final, because I never liked the Library 2-parter. I never liked Midnight when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah. Now I
never really liked Midnight,
especially Midnight, but
I liked Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. I really enjoyed season 4 as a kid, as a young gun.
Yeah, a lot of people did. I don't know what's wrong with me. A lot, probably. But of course we got the final scene where, of course, which I thought was beautiful, where we get to see Donna quickly saying goodbye to Wilf.
Yeah.
In the sky. I don't know
good.
why Wilf is not really questioning how or why his granddaughter is flying off in a box, but
no, I think it
is what it is.
I think it's just with him because he believes into all that shit, and but for me, what I always found weird was like, I guess it's not weird because Donna told him to do it, but when he's just like screaming for Donna and he's like, "Donna, Donna," but like Donna, the house would be
sweet.
Like a decent trek away.
Yeah, it is kind of sweet. I get that, but I do get what you mean. But of course, it ends with
and then he has
Wilf whistling,
little boogie,
a little dance, a little boogie. He throws his beanie up in the air. I thought it was very sweet and
very nice,
quite wholesome. And that is the end of season 4, episode 1.
Amazing. Yeah, I think upon the whole, this episode is just like pretty wholesome. Maybe it's like they didn't want to go too dark or too tense at the start, considering like where we're going. Very like episodes 2 and 3 both have very like dark emotional beats to them. And then obviously by the time we get to like Turn Left, it's like the darkest episode of the show. The Silence in the Library 2-parter is pretty dark, and then the finale is obviously pretty.
It is a dark season, isn't it?
So, yeah, maybe they were just going out for like a wholesome start to crush you later on.
Yeah, it's not a great episode by all means. It's really forgettable and quite standard and quite boring.
It is, but.
Any goose of the week, Aiden? Because
none from me.
I finally have one.
None from me.
It's good for the week.
Oh my god! Connor, did you just lead the segment? Does that mean?
Oh, sorry. Is that your job?
That's my job. All right.
All right, go on, you do it.
Can't believe you've done this. It's good for the week.
Alright, I finally have one, and it's really nothing, but obviously when the Doctor is listening in on the conversation on the other side of the wall, the one that Donna's on the other side, I noticed it's nothing, it really is nothing, but when he gets his little ear thing out, like, I don't know why, he uses it a few times, he leans against the wall, which is meant to be like a hard steel wall, but it bends in. Which obviously means it was just a
set.
It was obviously shot in a set, which was a bit flimsy. That's actually it.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a flimsy set because he put his shoulder against it and it bent in for like a millisecond and
classic.
Somehow another thing. I guess is kind of weird. When the Doctor uses a sonic screwdriver to lock the door, so the security guards can't get to Donna quickly enough, the guards shoot the door down and spend ages trying to twist the knob. Yet, she has a sonic, but doesn't use it. And then, literally a minute later, she's like, okay, I'm going to bring my sonic out now. And I'm like, well, why don't you just sonic the door just then, love?
Yeah, just a little convenient.
So there you go.
Have it yet, Like, they hadn't thrown it yet.
That is my goofs of thy week.
So, yeah, the only one I would really have would be the light turning off before she falls, which isn't really a goof. It was intentional, but silly. But, as usual, TARDIS Wiki has our back here. And let me tell you,
thank you.
There's a lot on TARDIS Wiki. So, this is a funny one that I can't believe you never noticed. In every scene, Miss Foster's guards change position. When the Doctor and Donna are in the cradle, Miss Foster is seen cutting the cable on the right, the Doctor's side. However, the cable on the left, Donna's side, is the one that snaps. This mistake is confirmed a few moments later when Miss Foster says, now for the other one, and she moves to the cable on the left, which has already clearly snapped. And they discussed this in the commentary.
Right.
Which is so obvious looking back on it.
They're like, alright, we fucked up.
Yeah. When the Doctor is erecting a sonic cage around the cradle controls, he puts the sonic screwdriver in his mouth with the emitter facing to his left. When he turns to look at Donna briefly and takes it out of his mouth, the emitter is facing to his right. At 17 minutes and 21 seconds, the number plate of the Noble family's car is YD55VHG. However, when Donna collects her bags from the car at 43 minutes and 1 second, it has the number plate LN54VKR. In the scene, with the Doctor and Donna outside the TARDIS, the rain in the alleyway stops and starts every time the angle changes, which I did notice actually. The production team had some difficulty filming this sequence due to both weather. Filming had to be rescheduled due to the rain, and then there was a very noisy nightclub nearby, which Russell discussed in The Writer's Tale, a book I really should read. Miss Foster places an adipose on her desk, but in the next shot, it's gone. The electrocuted guards start reacting to having been electrocuted before any electricity is shown to be generated.
Oh, that seems hilarious when they get shot.
The electrocuted guards disappear. They're just gone. Stacey Campbell's name is clearly visible on screen among other clients of Adipose Industries, but the end credits refer to her as Stacey Harris. And then This one I didn't really understand when I read it last time, so we'll see how we go now. In the Adipose Industries toilet, a poster on the wall states that DeRossi's Wine Bar is dedicated to keeping these facilities clean at all times, and goes on to say that we check our facilities at regular intervals. Against all other evidence, this would imply that the scene is taking place at DeRossi's Wine Bar. It would also suggest that a scene was to originally be set in the toilets of the wine bar. I don't know that it was originally meant to be set there. For me, I think that they shot it at that wine bar and didn't change what was in the posters. That's what I think that is.
What was on the side?
Yeah.
That happens.
But wasn't that a lot of goofs there?
Sadly. That is definitely a lot of goofs. And also, I agree, I do want to read that book.
Would be very, very good. Very.
Because I read books now, motherfucker.
Wowee. Welcome to the book club. Book club with Connor and Aiden.
Thank you.
Speaking of tunes, let's move on to our next favourite segment. Australia's second favourite segment. It's Behind the Scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Yes.
I'm very ill right now. Ugh.
You are. You're struggling. Do you want some water? Go get some water, Connor.
Nah, that's alright. That's okay. The show must go on, but thank you.
The show must go
I'm good,
on.
thank you. Look, I can't get some water because I'm using my soda stream at the moment, which is great because I love soda water.
You're so lame. Maybe that's why you're sick. Anyway, so
Bruh.
not too much juicy goss this week, but just like a little bit of interesting stuff. This episode was filmed in the 4th production block in the season, so that's very later on.
Wow.
Yeah. So it allowed them to shoot it alongside the Sontaran Stratagem and the Poison Sky. So that makes sense. Whoa. Apparently, the scene where the Donna and Doctor investigate the adipose was difficult to film. The scene took 30 shots to complete. And Tennant and Tate experienced problems avoiding each other on screen. So, like, when they're, like, hopping up at different times and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that's fun. 30 freaking takes. It says shots. I don't know if they mean takes. Two very different things.
Those are funny scenes.
They are, yeah. That is, the whole avoiding each other stuff is just hilarious. It really is a good way to start the episode.
It is.
The adipose toys were inspired by a stuffed toy. Sorry, the adipose creature was inspired by a stuffed toy that Russell T Davies owned. There you go. There you go. A little myth here for you was that it was rumored that Miss Foster was actually the Rani. This turned out to be false. Every time there's a female character in Doctor Who and you don't know who they are, it's in like a trailer or someone, the fans are all like, it's the Rani!
Maybe the Rani will return one day and it actually is the Rani.
Probably one day, but it's just so...
When they run out of ideas. So right now, probably season 13.
Probably. We'll probably also have a Rose returning rumor in season 13.
Oh god, there's always a David Tennant
all the time
too. Ridiculous.
Always. Anyways, Connor, that's all from me. Anything else you want to discuss today before we go into our ratings?
Well, it's not really. Oh well, Jodie Whittaker might be leaving Doctor Who, Aiden.
Oh, that's some hot goss. I don't know how much, because it's not confirmed. It's just shady that the BBC were like, no, we're not going to talk about that right now. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, no comment. Which kind of leads me into... There's two things. You're right, the person who reported it has been pretty bang on. And also, yeah, the BBC refused to comment when normally... I remember there was a rumour about Chibnall leaving last year, and they shut that shit down.
Yeah.
But they haven't this time. Which, you think about it, it would be easy for them to be like, no, this is not happening. Bullshit. But they didn't. So
I reckon they're going to do a...
I mean, apparently Peter said...
I reckon they're going to do a sneaky little surprise your generation, you know what I'm saying? Little you don't see it coming, do you?
Yeah. Well, I remember someone said that, I can't remember who, I think it was Chris P. Pro said it. But apparently Pete said the same thing and he meant it, but, you know, apparently he just got he got a job doing something else, and just due to scheduling, he was like, I don't know if I can do another season next year.
Yeah,
so
he said it
probably would be my last.
He said it in
apparently he was gonna happy to stay on, but
I think he said it in like the end of 2016 or the start of 2017 or something, and then he left at the end of 2017.
Yeah, so it's not unlike a doctor to be like, sorry, an actor by the doctor to be like, I don't want to go, but then does go. So yeah, we'll have to see, obviously, but I don't know. I think there's a chance she could, but maybe it's a private generation.
If it's not been announced yet,
like you said,
if it's not been announced yet, there's no way that the actor's gonna sit there and go like, yeah, I'm leaving. Like they're obviously gonna be hush hush about it until it gets properly announced or just revealed in the episode if that's the route they're gonna go, which I think would be awesome. But just because it's a shorter season, I would like to see Jodie stay on for a fourth season. And not that I don't like Chibnall, but it's just his dialogue. It's just not getting better. And so maybe it would be nice to see him leave at the end of season 14 with Jodie, as long as they do properly wrap up the Timeless Children arc. That's something I do want them to do properly. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Chib's staying due to reports. It's just Jodie who's going, and for all these people who are like happy about that because they don't like a woman being the doctor, I'll bet my bottom dollar it's another woman. So I don't know why these people are all celebrating because that's not going to happen. Like, if they really think it's going to go back to a male, I highly doubt it. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for it to be a girl. I just hope it's good casting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I care about. I don't care who it is. Just make it good casting.
If they go back to it being a man for the 14th, it's going to look like the Doctor Who, the BBC's just like bitched out and been like, well, that was a lot of backlash. Let's go back to white male doctors for the rest of the show.
I highly doubt. I highly doubt it'll be a man for a while.
I'm happy with like 2 females. Then you can go back to a man if you want. Like, it doesn't really bother me anymore, Personally, I think I know this is very popular out there. Phoebe Waller-Bridge would be a great shout as a doctor. I saw someone talking about Claire Foy as a doctor as well, and I was like, that is actually could work. But I think she's probably a little bit maybe outside of the BBC's pay grade now, just because of The Crown, and she did First Man, things like that. So, yeah. Oh
yeah, she's good.
Claire Foy is very good. She played the Queen.
Unpopular opinion, would not want Phoebe. Was it Phoebe Waller-Bridge?
Yeah, why not?
I would not want her.
Why?
I don't know. Everyone's like, watch Fleabag. It's so good. I watched it and I didn't like it.
Okay, I've not actually seen Fleabag.
I'm sorry, everyone. Apparently, I'm the only person on the planet who just didn't like it. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, I'm the only person on the planet who didn't like it. I thought it was good. It's not really my cup of tea. That's all I'm saying. And I don't know. I hear she's great. Just not my cup of tea. That's all. But I had a few I would love.
You just hate female doctors. That's it, Connor. Confirmed.
That's not what I'm saying. Fuck you, Aiden. There's this actress in... she was in Horn of Bly Manor. She's already been in Doctor Who. But fuck it, everyone else has. I think she's perfect for it, and I would love her. That would be my number 1 pick.
Who was she in Doctor Who?
It's such a cringe role in Doctor Who, but it was the person that Rassilon regenerated into.
Oh yeah, her, yeah, of course. Now she'd be pretty good, I think.
She was in Bly Manor, and she was great.
Yeah,
she would be my first pick personally. For a man, I would probably pick John Bishop.
If it was a man, if they were to go back to the white Caucasian male again, my favorite person to do it would be Tobias Menzies. Do you know who he is?
Tobias Menzies. Tobias! Every time I hear Tobias, I just think of that Simpsons meme, but I'll look him up now.
He played Philip in after Matt in season 3 and 4 of The Crown. He's also already been in Doctor Who before, because yes, like you said, everyone has. He played one of the in Cold War. He played one of the bloody submarine guys. The guy that was a bit more of a dick. He's very stern.
Oh God, they're all dicks in Cold War.
But yeah, he's just.
I see him right here.
He's just like kind of cool. He's got like a cool look to him as well, I think. You would love
anyone from The Crown to be cast.
That's it.
Whether it's Philip or Elizabeth.
To be fair, The Crown just has amazing actors in it.
Fucking Crown.
Like fucking Olivia Colman, cast her as the Doc. That's fine.
Oh yeah, this bloke is in Cold War.
She's the Queen.
Yeah, he definitely suits Philip.
You know. Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey yo, Connor, do you want to give us a rating on Partners in Crime?
I sure do, Aiden. I'm gonna give it a, because I want to be more harsh now. I know I say it every season, and I never do, but I'm gonna be more harsh.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I think it's.
Whoa, that's way harsh for you.
I told you, Aiden. New year, new me.
Fuck me.
Maybe it's the sickness in my body right now making me bitter.
Because I'm
sorry.
Am I being too generous with my score?
I don't know. Was it that fun? Not really. Had a few fun moments with it, but not really a lot. Maybe I'm being harsh, but I don't care.
You're making me second guess my score.
Dude, it's fine. I second guess what I gave Revolution, but it's done now, so.
I'm gonna give Partners in Crime a 7.
Wow.
But does it deserve a 7?
Wow. That is high.
Yeah, it probably does.
Damn.
I think it... Well, I just like... I don't know. It's fun. There's just no stakes. I don't know. Maybe 6.5 will be a bit more fitting. Last chance to change it, Aiden. Fuck it. Yeah, we'll go 6.5. It just didn't... I just forgot about it really quick, I think is a good way to summarize this episode. Like, you obviously just watched it then, so it's a little different. I watched it like just under a week ago. And I genuinely didn't really think about it until we came here now. So... I prefer episodes that stick in my head a bit more, is what I'm trying to say. And this episode didn't do that. So I'm locking in 6.5. Banging.
Yeah, fair enough. Makes sense. Good choice, Aiden. I mean, you gotta be a bit more harsh, and I'll probably be a lot harsher next week with Fires Pompeii, because I've never liked it. But I might actually like it a lot more this time. You never know. You might be surprised.
Well, I always loved it as a kid. So,
yeah.
And I love a good period piece these days. So
yeah. You always
we'll
said that.
We'll see how we go.
Yeah. Hopefully next week I'm feeling a lot better. Sorry for my low energy this episode. I don't have much left. And now I've got to go and fucking help my friend move a washing machine up into her apartment complex when I feel like trash. So happy days. Fuck's sake. I just want to sleep.
Happy
I just want
days.
to sleep.
That's good fun.
Alright, you ready?
Good fun. Oh, well... Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed listening. If this is your first proper episode of the show, then thanks for coming on board, and we'll, I don't know, look forward to talking about Season 4 with all of you guys. Tweet at us on Twitter, at 50Doctor. It's a good fun place to be. Thank you to our two good mates on there that like to chat to us. That's always very fun.
Yeah.
They're great. They're a great bunch and very, very supportive. So... yeah, drop us a follow and give us a chat. Tell us how much you disagree with us and hate us, and that you all want to hate on Connor because he wants a white male doctor next. Anyways, let's wrap up the show.
I literally never said that. I literally want a fucking black female doctor next, but okay, whatever. I just want someone who's good for the role. How about that? This guy.
Yeah, no, that's really the most important
thing.
They'll
clip that and put it out of context, and I'll be trending on Twitter for being a sexist bigot. Alright.
Yeah. Connor.
You ready for the outro, baby?
Lead us out. It's song, my friend, for the very first time in Season 4.
And the year. Wait, no.
No, because the revolutionary.
Alright, I'm sick. Give me a break. Alright, you ready?
Go on.
And a 1, and a 2, and a skiddly diddly do. It's Aiden and Connor's podcast. They're doing Doctor Who reviews. My voice broke. Doctor Who reviews.
Doctor Who reviews.
Bow. Boom!
Boom!